Patreon members, all the subscribers, all the supporters, all the new viewers. I want to thank you guys for your support and your contributions made to the platform. It really means a lot to me. If you guys can do me a favor, check out the links in the description box below. If you want to join the Patreon page, check out the link in the description box below. If you want to join the Facebook page, check out the link in the description box below. Rent free, RFG. For those that have been around long enough, y'all know what that means. Screen record news. Hopefully you're watching this on a mobile device. I have an article right here brought to you by Yahoo News. All right. Married guidance counselor, 47 years of age, arrested after allegedly giving 13-year-old student lap dances. All right. And it doesn't stop there. Oh, there's way more in this article, and we want to explore that. All right. There's a little bit more to tell besides what the title tells you of this article when you read it. Okay. This happened in Connecticut. A school guidance counselor was accused of sexually abusing a middle school student, with police alleging she gave the child lap dances among other sexual acts. Louisa, I don't know how to say her last name, Melchion, 47 years of age, who worked at Nathan Hale Middle School. So this was a middle school teacher. Okay, you're at a middle school. Now, this is beyond just high school, because this happens, unfortunately, this happens at high schools all the time. We see these female teachers getting arrested left and right that are having intercourse with their students in high school. Every once in a while, you'll see like a story about a middle school teacher doing something sexually inappropriate with one of the students. All right. Every once in a while. This is sickening right here. I mentioned this before. This is something I'm very passionate about, is you send your kids. I don't have any kids. No, I've never been inappropriately touched by anybody growing up. It's just, I feel for the parents, but most importantly, I feel for the children, because even though the children, they don't understand at such a young age. Yeah, you might go along with the flow. You're just a kid. Your hormones are raging. You're going through puberty, and somebody is taking advantage of you, and you don't really understand the ramifications of what could happen to you if things don't come to an end. It could change your life drastically for the rest of your life. You don't know. These teachers, 47 years of age, you don't know if she has an incurable disease. You don't know, like, you might mess around and get this person pregnant. Now you're paying child support right after you graduate high school. And that's not fair. And most importantly, you're being exposed to sex at a very young age, and you don't know how that can affect you later on in life. You'll need therapy, because for the women who are sexually taken advantage of when they're a minor, you hear a lot of these, not all of them, but you hear some of these women that are in the sex industry, whether they're prostitutes, strippers, or just kind of loose, in the streets. A lot of these women, when you ask about their background, there's some trauma like this that happened in the past. I knew one girl, I've known her since I was 13. She was kind of just out there taking advantage of men, just without a care in the world. Come to find out, like, her uncle, like, mother was on drugs. Father was really, really, really old. He was like a trick. He passed away when she was a very young age, but she was heavy on drugs, had to live with her aunt and uncle, and the uncle was like, making hard passes. I'm trying to be careful with the video, making hard passes at her at a very young age. And she would run away. She ran away several times from home, and, using men, taking advantage of men. And it's kind of like, the root of those issues, the root of that trauma. Look at the home life, right? So when you have a woman like this doing this to a 13-year-old, you don't know how this can affect boys. And you know, people are overprotective of, young girls when this happens to them. But, yes, arrests are made when the victim is a boy. But, I don't see, youth foundations like centered around boys that go through stuff like this. Is mainly centered around young girls. And I could be wrong. All right, but let's continue. She's charged with SA and risk of injury to a child in the Norwalk Police Department. Now, here's the thing. According to an arrest warrant published by WFSB, an anonymous caller told police in April that he had discovered inappropriate messages allegedly sent by Melchion Melchion to a student after borrowing her phone. Now, this woman is married. Okay. They're stating that the caller was a man. So it could have been a coworker. It could have been one of her homegirls' husbands or friends, or a side dude she was seeing. He asked to borrow her phone, whether, I don't know, whether that other person was a minor, or whether that person, their phone died or something like that. Snooping around in her phone, they did the right thing. Now, usually I would, condemn somebody for going through another person's phone when they ask to see your phone, when they ask to use your phone, right? Because if it's an emergency, your phone is dead, you lost your phone, somebody stole it, it's broken, or you just don't have one so you ask to borrow this person's phone, then you're going through their pictures and their texts. It's like, that's, I would go off on somebody that does that. I would heavily criticize and shame somebody that does that. But in this case, this person did the right thing. I'm glad that they did that, because you need to get monsters like this woman off the streets. All right. I lost my place. Okay. The caller sent police screenshots of alleged text exchanges containing explicit photos and money transactions between Melchion and the student, according to the report warrant. After discovering the identity of the child, police interviewed the boy, who told police that Melchion, I don't know how to say her name, has sent him nude photos and asked for them in return, the warrant alleges. So you were sending naked photos of your damn near 50-year-old body to a 13-year-old boy, right? You have a whole husband at home, probably children. I mean, you're an adult, you're a teacher. Why are you doing this in the first place? And you're like, hey, I sent you my nude photos. You send me some of yours back. Are you insane? Parents totally oblivious to this. And the thing is his parents is like, okay, no, this person needs a phone because, it's a tracking device. And, in case of an emergency, I need to speak to my underage child. I need to speak to my child. But the thing is, it's like, you give this person a phone, more than likely it's a smartphone. Because when I was going to high school, my parents gave me a phone, but it was that brick Nokia phone, right? The gold one. You can send photos through that. It took forever to text. I mean, these kids, they have smartphones. So, you can do everything on the phone. You get digital pictures in 4K resolution on the phone. So you ask for this, I got an iPhone. I know you got an iPhone. Your parents paid for it. Send me some of your nudes to me, sick freak. After discovering the identity of the child, police interviewed the boy, who told police that Melchion, whatever, had sent him to, the boy also told police that she would send him money for food and Uber rides. Now, take away everything I just said. That part, if you have a student and they're struggling, maybe a single parent household, the father, passed or something happened where he's not there, the mother's very sick, nobody to help them out, the child is, working hard, after school, can barely get by and keep his grades up while they're at school. And you look into the family home and you see, okay, I mean, this person's barely making it, and you're sending them money for food and Uber rides, then I don't see anything wrong with that, as long as like the administration is aware about that. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing. There's nothing inappropriate going on. I'm helping out a student. I'm taking out money from my salary to help out a student that's really in need, and I want to see this person graduate. That's admirable. All right. But you're paying money for food and Uber rides because you like this child, right? And what, like, they didn't confirm in this article where the Uber rides were, what were the addresses to these Uber rides? Was it going to a hotel? Was it going to her home or some meetup spot for them to do whatever? That's what I want to know. The child, a seventh grader, when he began interacting with the guidance counselor in 2023, informed detectives that he would meet M in her office where she would perform sexual acts, including giving him lap dances, the warrant alleges. Wow. So and in many cases, this person was probably in the middle of class. There were classes growing up where you have students that work with, the school administration, and they would give them notes like, hey, take this, read the note, take it to that class, give it to the teacher so that they could give that note to the student so that student can come to my office. All right. Or they would have an intercom. And my middle school was an intercom, right? They would just use the intercom and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, do you have a so-and-so by any chance? Yes. Send them to my office. Okay. Or if it was real serious, they would just show up to the classroom and pull you out the class and take you to the office. All right. So I don't know how your middle school was. In high school, that's when they had, people that would send off notes. All right. So while this person was in the middle of class, you would send somebody to bring that student in the middle of class. Everybody's watching him get up to go to your office, and you in there freaking off. You having a freak off in your office. Insane. The defense attorney for this woman, Mark Sherman, told the Hour that his client resigned from her position at the school. Court records indicate she was released on bond. They're just accusations. Sherman told the paper, what we do know is that these charges are being brought against a devoted wife and mother who had dedicated over 20 years. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do as a defense attorney. He's supposed to, your job isn't to get to the bottom of the truth. Your job is to beat the case. All right. So here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. This is why, and those who have been around long enough, you've heard me say women over a certain age shouldn't be teachers. This woman is of a certain age as a teacher, not in high school, in middle school. And they're still doing this. Married women. Why? Why? This blows my mind. It's like, and it's not going to stop here, right? Teachers all over across the country, they're seeing these articles show up, and they still continue to do the sick things to students to this day. This isn't going to stop right here. It's disgusting. I know there are allegations, but somebody sent screenshots over to the police, and they were bad enough to where they had to make an arrest. All right. I feel sorry for the children. I feel sorry for the parents. Your children are being targeted when they go to school. Not by other students. I mean, yes, not only by other students, let me say that. Not only by predators that could lurk around school campuses. Now, teachers, right? Teachers are preying on your children. You preyed on his children. You don't care about what, what mental issues this person could have, the level of trauma you're inflicting on this person, and how it can affect them when they get into adulthood. You don't know and you don't care, right? You don't know and you don't care. This is sick right here. This is a super predator right here. These women that are getting caught doing this, they are super predators. All right. I'm 15 or almost 16 minutes in. I'm going to stop right here. I'm over the mount. You guys take care. Be safe. Peace.